We are the fourth. We are Wisconsin.
Big road trip on the West Coast for the Milwaukee Brewers. It begins in beautiful San Francisco, California, AT Park, as the Brewers and the San Francisco Giants get ready to square off in the first of what will be a four-game weekend series. First time these two teams meeting in 2018. The Brewers continuing in hot pursuit of playoff positioning. Cubs winning earlier this afternoon in walk-off fashion against Arizona. Still very much in the mix with the division crown and, of course, the wild card chase very much alive and well as we're now 2 months away from the end of the regular season. Good evening from AT Park. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Matt LePay. Sophia Minert is our reporter. BA is back a week from tomorrow, by the way. And Rock, another huge road trip. Going to be saying that a lot. Huge series, huge trip. But this continues the stretch now where the Brewers are playing teams that, just like Milwaukee, is in the mix and battling for playoff position.
Man, it's always hard to come out to the West Coast and win games, but the Brewers had games in 20 straight days going into the break, have games in 17 straight days after the All-Star break, and never easy to go into San Francisco and L.A. Both of these teams are going to pitch you very well. Giants right now have been struggling swinging the bats, but the Dodgers certainly have not. So we're going to see how the Brewers are going to be able to compete here on the West Coast. It's always difficult, but they need to play their best baseball. Right now, they're 3-3 since the All-Star break.
All right, we know that non-waiver trade deadline is getting closer and closer, but the Brewers getting into the fray here today with an important move to bolster a strength of this ball club. Joakim Soria will come over to the Brewers from the Chicago White Sox. In return, the Brewers give up a couple of their prospects, pitcher Cody Medeiros and Wilber Perez. But a strength rock into the bullpen with Joakim Soria helping out an area that's been pretty good to begin with.
Yeah, you can't have enough big arms and experienced guys down in that bullpen. Soria is certainly going to add to Craig Counsell's ability to get outs late in games. I mean, you get a guy like him, he's not going to be a deer in headlights late in games. So you got Hader, you got Jeffress, you got Knebel, you got Soria now. Albers is coming back tomorrow. So you just can't have enough big arms down in that bullpen, particularly as the season goes on. You got to figure that it's going to be important. This is a game right now. Major League Baseball is all about the bullpens. Brewers have just strengthened an already very good bullpen.
All right, let's get more on today's news involving the Brewers on the trade front as we send it down to the field and check in with Sophia Minert.
Thanks, Matt and Rock, and you're right. Adding Soria, you think about this Brewers bullpen now. It features an all-star closer from a year ago in Corey Knebel and two all-stars this year in Jeremy Jeffress and Josh Hader. So they're adding another veteran piece. He is not yet here with the team. He's expected to be activated here tomorrow along with reliever Matt Albers coming off the disabled list. But for Craig Counsell, it's another strong option late in innings. He did say even though Soria does have closing experience, he will not assume that role here with the team. So here's what Counsell said in terms of adding Soria and what that means for the depth of his bullpen.
What we're doing with adding Soria is just adding another guy to get good outs down in the bullpen. And we'll just kind of continue to add to a group that's been really, really good this year. He's having a very nice season. He's performed at the back end of a bullpen, but he'll get outs for us like we consider kind of all those guys down there as just outgetters.
The Brewers adding to their bullpen and also recalling Orlando Arcia from AAA Colorado Springs today. He is back at shortstop here tonight, and they have sent Jorge Lopez, who pitched 3 innings in yesterday's loss, back to AAA Colorado Springs. So Orlando Arcia is back to strengthen that Brewers defense, and he'll be behind Wade Miley tonight as he starts this 8-game road trip and 4-game series against the Giants. We'll take a look at Miley's start coming up next here from AT Park.
best, rated best. QP and Abraham tell them you mean business. By Miller Lite, great taste and only 96 calories. And by Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Beautiful day, beautiful evening here in San Francisco. Could have ourselves a very good pitching matchup as well. You take a look at the numbers. Wade Miley taking his turn. His third start since coming back off the disabled list with the oblique injury. And Derek Rodriguez, son of the Hall of Famer Pudge Rodriguez, signed as an outfielder, converted to a pitcher 4 years ago, and he is at least in the conversation to be Rookie of the Year as he looks for his 6th win of the season. That's your matchup. The series about to begin when we continue. Dario Melendez will have an update on the day's happenings as the playoff chase continues. Brewers and Giants coming up on Fox Sports Wisconsin. As another huge road trip gets underway for the Milwaukee Brewers, as is generally the case here. A little on the chilly side, a little on the windy side. We are glad to have you with us as Craig Counsell's team begins a 2-city, 8-game road trip here for San Francisco for 4 games, and then it's on to Los Angeles next week. A good dose of the NL West coming up as the Colorado Rockies will come to Miller Park at the conclusion of this Brewers road trip. Here's a Milwaukee batting order presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Eric Thames at the top, followed by Lorenzo Cain and Christian Yelich. Jesus Aguilar hits cleanup. Travis Shaw, Brad Miller, Eric Kratz, and a welcome back to Orlando Arcia. He hits 8th. Wade Miley rounds out the Brewers batting order, and that's the order that will face a very impressive rookie, Derek Rodriguez.
Yeah, 6'1", 215 pounds. He's 26 years old. The Giants are 7-1 in his 8 starts. That's not bad. Having a pretty good month of July. 3 starts. He's only given up 3 earned runs. He's won 4 in a row.
And we are ready to roll here in San Francisco as a fastball misses to Eric Thames, and we are underway at AT Park. Thames continuing at the top of the order for Craig Counsell. It was a tough day for him yesterday, to say the least, but maybe a better start today as he sends one deep into center field, and that's going to bound off the wall, and Eric Thames will begin the night with a stand-up double.
Yeah, it's a good way to start this road trip. And misplayed a little bit out in center field by Steven Duggar. He kind of froze, and then that baseball hitting the bottom of the fence. We talked about it, a rough day at the office yesterday for Thames, but a good start here tonight. Driving one over the head of the center fielder for the Giants. That'd be nice to get off to a good start, get a lead, and let Wade Miley get some, have some margin for error.
A double for Eric Thames here to start the night. An early RBI chance for Lorenzo Cain. Brewers come to town having taken 2 out of 3 against the Washington Nationals, losing yesterday afternoon. So a 500 homestand for Craig Counsell's team. Back on the road, where early in the year the Brewers excelled. They were very good on the road. It has turned in a nasty fashion here of late. New trip, new day. Let's see what the Brewers can do with it as Cain shoots one over the first, and that's Austin Slater. But a productive out as Thames will advance to third.
Yeah, 1-7 road trip heading into the All-Star break. That's going to turn that road record around quite a bit. Well, the Giants have not been very good defensively so far this year. You got Pence, Duggar, and McCutchen in the outfield. Andy McCutchen, a Giant this year. Evan Longoria back from the disabled list. You got Brandon Crawford, Chase Darno up the middle. Austin Slater and Buster Posey round out the Giants defensively.
And the Giants, similar to the Milwaukee Brewers, dealing with injuries. Brewers trying to take some steps in a positive direction as Christian Yelich settles in. The Giants lost Joe Panik yesterday to a knee injury. He is on the 10-day disabled list. Brandon Belt on the 10-day disabled list. Joe Panik, they're hoping will be back relatively soon, but Belt now on the 10-day DL. Christian Yelich comes to town with a 9-game hitting streak. This will be an RBI ground out here as Thames will score, and the Brewers grab the early lead.
Yep, the Giants had the infield back here in the first inning. So double, get them over, get them in. Some good productive outs by the Brewers. They've been doing a much better job of that over the last few days. Did a good job of that in the National Series.
B.J. Rayburn will call the balls and strikes. Alfonso Marquez. Crew chief is Sam Holbrook at second. Jim Wolf making the calls over at third for this series opener. So a double and 2 ground balls gets the Brewers on the scoreboard. And here is Jesus Aguilar. Just a hit in the just concluded homestand for Jesus. That one hit was a home run. The 25 bomb still has him at the top of the National League. And he hits one hard into left center field. That's going to find the gap. Aguilar with the big turn on his way to second. And a second double of the inning here for Milwaukee.
Another fastball. This one out over the plate. Looked like they tried to bust him inside, but didn't get it in there. Well, the Brewers need to get Aguilar hot once again. Had a rough homestand. You see it leak out over the plate. Posey setting up inside, didn't get it there, and Aguilar made him pay for it. Nice swing, rips one into the gap.
2 hard hit balls in this first inning for the Brewers. Thames to start it, and now Aguilar with the 2-out double as Travis Shaw settles in. Rips one foul. 4 hits on the homestand for Shaw. 18 homers. He has driven in 57 on the season. Good first inning here for Milwaukee. Shaw trying to add to it. Facing the 26-year-old Derek Rodriguez.
Cruising speed for Rodriguez about 93. He can jump it up there to about 96 every now and again. Curveball, slider, changeup. He will throw more changeups to lefties than right-handers.
Ground ball over to Chase Darno on the grass. He'll retire Shaw, and that'll do it for the Brewers. But a nice start. Couple of doubles. Thames comes around. Wade Miley taking the mound. Eventually comes around to score on a Christian Yelich ground out. Bruce Bochy has guided his Giants to 3 World Series championships, year number 12 after a dozen years in the same role with the San Diego Padres. Here's the Giants batting order presented by Potawatomi. Chase Darno leads off, followed by Austin Slater and Andrew McCutchen. Buster Posey hits cleanup. Longoria, Crawford, Pence, Duggar, and Rodriguez rounding out the Giants batting order against the Brewers left-hander Wade Miley.
Yeah, Miley making start number 5. Very good start so far. 156 earned run average. Has not allowed a home run, making career start number 11 against San Francisco. 7 of those 10 starts have come right here.
Right back up the middle goes Darno, a leadoff single.
Let's check out the Brewers defensively. Neither one of these two teams have been very sharp defensively. Lately, the Brewers have not been very good. Thames, Kane, and Yelich in the outfield. Travis Shaw, Orlando Arcia is back. He's back from the minor leagues. He was swinging the bat pretty well down in AAA. Miller Aguilar on the right side, and Eric Kratz behind home plate.
Yeah, good to see Arcia back up with the big club. Certainly some good work turned in, especially at the plate, by Tyler Saladino when he's been called upon. There are a few who can look prettier out there at shortstop than Orlando Arcia.
Yeah, he can save a lot of runs out there at shortstop. He provides a lot of energy in that infield, and that certainly rubs off. Just needs to hit.
Austin Slater at the plate for the Giants. 25-year-old. So just his 23rd game. More faces to this Giants lineup here these days. A team that went 18-10 in June. It was really kind of treading water this year for Bochy, and then a good month of June has his team in the mix for a playoff spot. They're a game over 500, 52-51, heading into tonight's ball game.
Kind of the same old story for the Giants. I mean, having a difficult time putting runs on the board. Batting average not too bad, but down near the bottom in runs scored in the National League. Not a lot of power, not a lot of speed.
Three balls, no strikes to Slater. You remember Miley's first game back off the disabled list in Pittsburgh. The line ended up being pretty good, 5 innings, a couple of runs, but he did walk 5. And one of the things that he has talked openly about going back to spring training, he wanted to clean up his command. Led the American League in walks a year ago with the Orioles. And the play chance here, Shaw to Miller for 1. That is an around the horn double play.
And a good pitch getting in on Slater's hands, and kind of a routine double play for Travis Shaw. Good job by Miley to come back down 3-0. He likes to work inside, and he's very effective in there, not just with the fastball. That one had a little cut to it. A tricky hop handled by Travis, and the Brewers turn 2.
So a 2 away, base is empty. Miley gets set to face Andrew McCutchen. 100+ games into this season, and it's still, I think, for many, you do a double take when you see McCutchen in this uniform after all those years with the Pittsburgh Pirates. MVP, been in the mix for that award a few other seasons. And as a Pirate, he had his share of success against the Brewers.
And you only wonder how many home runs this guy could have hit had he just maybe a couple of years hit in a home run hitter's ballpark. You go from Pittsburgh into San Francisco. Both of those ballparks, pitcher friendly parks.
Two balls, 2 strikes to the 31-year-old now, Andrew McCutchen. 5-time All-Star. And the alignment he faces. Cutter missing inside. A full count now to McCutchen. That MVP award 5 years ago did McCutchen. And into the shift, that's Brad Miller. That's a good start to the night for Wade Miley. We are through 1 in San Francisco. The Brewers the early lead.
in San Francisco. Hey, the Brewers will host the Rockies in the first of a 3-game series on Friday, August 3rd. And since it's another 5-county Friday, all 5-county residents can save 50% on tickets for the matchup. Book yours by heading to brewers.com/5county.
A little rough out there in the Bay.
Yeah.
Saw that. They're getting after each other out there. Brad Miller starts the second inning here for the Brewers against Derek Rodriguez. And he jumps on the first pitch, and this is hit into left field. In for Hunter Pence.
Well, wind's blowing out that way, so anything to left might get a bit of a boost. Pretty stiff breeze blowing in out toward left field tonight.
Eric Kratz gets the call behind the plate here tonight. There's 3 home runs coming very early in Kratz's time as a Brewer. Mentioned at the top, Rodriguez, tonight's starter for the Giants, 6th rounder. He originally signed as an outfielder. 2011 draft pick of the Minnesota Twins. Son of Ivan Pudge Rodriguez, the Hall of Famer. Derek made the switch to the mound 4 years ago, became a starter in 2015, working his way up through the system. He was called up at the end of May when Jeff Smarja went on the disabled list, and Kratz stings one into left center field. Brewers making some good contact here early on against the young pitcher.
Yeah, velocity down a little bit for Rodriguez. He's throwing like 90, 91 miles an hour. That was an off-speed pitch that Kratz was able to wait back on and hit hard into the gap. There's that curveball. Left it up a little bit down the heart of the plate. And Kratz with a good swing, waits back. And a single for Eric.
And here is Orlando Arcia. Those are the good numbers he put up at Colorado Springs, and certainly credit to him. Really struggling mightily at the plate at this level. Locked in down in AAA and is back up. As a matter of fact, had an 8-game hitting streak. Better than 400 during that stretch before the call-up.
Yeah, just a confidence booster for Orlando. Didn't get down there to change anything and really didn't have a different stance or a different approach, just to see the baseball, recognize ball and strike. Get down there with a lot less pressure and work on some stuff.
The ball is in there. You saw that average for Orlando. Remember, that's 80 points below what he hit all of last season with the Brewers. It was a tough start for him at the beginning of last year and then really straightened things out. Greg Counsell knows all about the glove, but Arcia has proven at this level he's capable at the plate.
Yeah, you got to be able to hit these days. I mean, you just can't have, a guy that is one-dimensional, really good defense, and you got to be able to be a bit productive at the plate no matter where you're playing these days.
The fastball takes care of Arcia for out number 2.
I think it's going to be important for Orlando to get some early success. I mean, I'm not talking about just first at bat, but his first handful of games, have some success, see the baseball, get some hits, get on base. That'll go a long way for him.
2 away in the second inning for Wade Miley. Miley, a couple of hits in 6 at-bats, and his 1 career homer came in this ballpark 5 years ago.
A lot of familiarity for Wade Miley in this ballpark, his days with the Diamondbacks. This will be his 8th start in this ballpark.
1-3 mark. in his turns at AT Park. And on the hands, a little bloop that Longoria unable to run down.
It's got to be a nice boost for the Giants to get him back. He comes back. Belt goes on a disabled list. Belt's been their most productive hitter.
Talk about the new faces. McCutcheon 1, Longoria, the 32-year-old, a long-time Tampa Bay Ray. Hit by a pitch in the middle of June. Missed 34 games, did Longoria. Injuries everywhere. The Brewers have dealt with it throughout the season.
They're missing their second baseman, Joe Panic. Everybody dealing with injuries. Every team seems to be having a difficult time with that.
Wiley with a foul ball over at first. Panic out with a groin strain. He's been out since July 7th. Hoping he could be back relatively soon. Bochy's team still in the thick of it. One of many in the National League in the thick of it.
And Bruce Bochy in year 24 as a big league manager. 12th with the Giants.
A ball, 2 strikes to Miley. His 5th start on the mound as a Brewer, 3rd since coming off the 60-day disabled list. Went down with the oblique strain in the middle of May. Outing at Miller Park against the Cleveland Indians. And Miley will put a soft liner to Brandon Crawford. Puts it away, and that'll do it for the Brewers in the second. Still 1-0 Milwaukee.
Open up the start of a 4-game series, and Orlando Arcia called up from AAA Colorado Springs. He had been there since July 4th, and over the course of 22 games, he came in on an 8-game hitting streak and overall was hitting .341 in his time with the Sky Sox. Now, Arcia did strike out in his first plate appearance here tonight, but before the game, he told me that the things he felt he most needed to work on were just his patience at the plate, the pitch recognition and location, and also just making good contact in each at-bat. He feels like he was able to reestablish his confidence there, which he felt he also needed to do. And so he said really when he was struggling so much previously, he said he just was getting beat on pitches. He said he wasn't recognizing pitches on time, not being able to pick up pitches. So he said he feels like he did a much better job of that in AAA, as the results would indicate.
As we mentioned, good to have him back. You know what he can do. So flashy out there at short. Get things straightened out at the plate. You got something.
Yeah, a lot of times that's all it takes. A little bit of a reset. I mean, I think it seems to snowball on you when you're not seeing the baseball. You're swinging at pitches that are way outside, and you're taking strikes. You're swinging at balls. We've all been there, at least most of us, and it's a very lonely feeling out there. And I think it's good for him that he went down there, had some confidence, and hopefully it's going to mean some base hits at this level, because everybody knows how good he is defensively, but that's just not enough this day and age.
Yeah, I was telling you and Craig Counsell, the difference is one of us in the conversation, we struggled at the high school level. Noticeable difference.
Yeah.
Buster Posey leads off here, the bottom of the second for the Giants. Modest numbers for one of the best catchers of his era, the 31-year-old now. Rookie of the Year, an MVP.
Only 36 walks so far this year. That's way down from Posey. Not driving the baseball. That batting average near 280. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but just doesn't have the power numbers at this point. You hate saying that in the first game of a 4-game series, because you know he's got it in him.
He has fared well here of late against left-handed pitching, much more so than right. In fact, against right-handers under 200. Doing a little work against southpaws. He's working against Wade Miley here in the home half of inning number 2. 15 for his last 41, in fact, is Posey against the lefties. Two-two pitch.
Yep, only 5 home runs. That's way down from Posey. 300 batting average, though, against lefties.
Missing low and a full count now to Posey. It's Posey, Longoria, and Brandon Crawford. Draws a walk. So second straight inning now. The Giants have their leadoff man aboard.
Let's check out our Pizza Ranch for the win. Well, the kid is back. We talked about Orlando Arcia after an extended period of time down in the minor leagues. Hope he's going to be able to get enough hits to stick around, because his defense is tremendous. Reinforcements are coming for the Brewers in their bullpen. You got Joakim Soria in a trade. He should be here tomorrow, be activated. Matt Albers as well. So an already very good bullpen is going to get even stronger tomorrow.
Here is Evan Longoria. First at bat in more than a month. It was June 14th when he was hit by a Dan Straley pitch. Broken left hand. Under the trade, a couple of minor leaguers, as well as Denard Span and Christian Arroyo, moved to the Rays. Of course, Span now moved again and is with the Seattle Mariners. A decade, though, Longoria is with the Rays. And is the franchise leader in a number of categories.
Yeah, just incredible stuff out of Longoria, not just at the plate, I mean third base as well.
A ball, a strike. Leadoff walk to Buster Posey here in the second.
They're trying to establish that slider. Right-handers. He's got a good one. He likes to work inside with slider and fastball.
That's over the glove of Arcia and a base hit for Longoria. So the Giants have a little something going in the second. A walk and a single.
He went down and got that one. Another breaking pitch down in the zone. He just drops the head of the bat on it. You can see it. It was out of the strike zone, but down and in. Longoria just kind of golfs it out in the left field.
And there's Brandon Crawford. All-Star shortstop. His second All-Star appearance. Also was an All-Star in 2015.
He's played in 99 of the Giants' 103 games. That's one thing you can count on with Crawford. Not just good defense, but he will play just about every day. Very rarely gets hurt.
Putting together just another terrific season. Has been struggling here the last couple 3 weeks, but it's a season that he's had going that might be his best yet. A ball, a strike. Posey started this inning with a walk. Longoria a single to left. Ball missing for Miley.
Not biting on that slider out of the zone. Longoria swung at one, got a hit, but for the most part, the Giants laying off that pitch. They've seen plenty of Miley. No surprises with the Giants.
And there's a base hit into left field in front of Posey. They'll go station to station. And they have him loaded with nobody out. Early trouble for Wade Miley.
Gives him another slider. You see it was up a little bit, and Crawford goes right with it. It was away, but it was up, giving Crawford a chance to barrel it up, and he did.
Here's Hunter Pence. A starting call, and the starts have been much fewer for him this season. The 35-year-old. And a chance to get two. Arcia on to first. And get the outs, give up the run. We're two away in the second, and we are tied at one.
Yeah, good change any day in the second inning. One of those things, you know. With that breaking ball, he got it in on Posey. And he's able to get the double play. Arcia takes it himself, one of those tweeners. He could have flipped it. Took it himself with a big arm, gets the double play.
Two men out, a runner at third. For Stephen Duggar, center fielder. His debut season in the major leagues. Sixth rounder, and another former Clemson Tiger Rock in the big leagues.
He's got good speed. Pretty good athlete out there in center field. Good arm, good speed. Talking to Brad Miller, you know, around the batting cage. Miller, a Clemson Tiger graduate.
That tight paternity you guys have.
Yeah, just missed Duggar by a couple of years.
Two balls, one strike.
It is a fraternity, yeah.
All pressure being a Tiger.
I guess that's the way it is with you know, every school, right? I mean, you know who's been there, who's in the big leagues, what they're doing.
Miley gets the corner to even the count. 24 years old is Duggar. Giants have tied the game here with a run in the second inning. And they take the lead on a Duggar single.
And leaving some pitches up. He noticed that the Giants weren't fishing or going after that slider out of the zone down. Leaving some of them up in the strike zone now. There it is, right down the middle. More of a curveball that time, and Duggar stays right on it. So 2 lefties in this inning able to get base hits off of Wade Miley.
Three singles and a walk here in the inning for San Francisco. Eric Rodriguez at the plate.
Not exactly a running situation. You don't want to be caught stealing with the pitcher up. Have him lead off the next inning, but we'll see.
Runner holds. And a tapper that Miley will field. That'll do it for the Giants in the second, but they push across a couple of runs, and they have a 2-1 lead as we move to the third. By the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Ascension, coming together to give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. 2-run second inning for the Giants gives them the lead now at AT Park. 4-game series, Brewers and Giants, and it's on to Los Angeles. 4 more with the Dodgers, big 8-game road trip. Here for Eric Thames and the Brew crew. Big man will lead things off here. He got the night started with a double. Eventually came around to score on a Christian Yelich ground ball.
Your first trip to this ballpark, what do you think?
Stunning. Absolutely stunning.
It's great, isn't it?
Just a beautiful yard. Taking it in.
Yeah.
I've been told I'd be mesmerized coming here. It's fact.
It's true. Got the bay out there, McCovey Cove. Beautiful.
Ames with a fly ball to center. Room for Steven Duggar. 1 out. Do need to bundle up here, but it's worth it. They have seen their share of great moments in this yard, to be sure.
Well, they had a ton of consecutive sellouts in this ballpark. I haven't seen a sellout tonight, I don't think. Doesn't look like it.
Well, good crowd, but
yeah,
a few seats available. 2010, 12, and 14 World Series champions. Got into the postseason in 16, but knocked out by the Cubs. They went through a terrible year last year, a 98 loss season. But bouncing back, at least at this point here in 2018. 2 balls, 1 strike to Lorenzo Cain.
Well, the story for the Giants, similar to a lot of teams. You got to get their guys healthy again. You got Longoria back, Belt's on the DL, Panic's hurt.
They've got injury issues in their rotation as well. We mentioned Samardzija. Johnny Cueto missed a good chunk of time, although we will see Cueto in this series.
Man, Samardzija's got an earned run average over 6. He has not thrown well at all this year.
Cain draws a 1-out walk.
Bumgarner limited to 9 starts.
Well, we'll see him tomorrow night. Had a broken finger late in spring training. Bumgarner didn't come back until early June. So all of that, and specifically with Samardzija, it opened the door for Rodriguez. And mentioned he has pitched very well. 5 wins against just 1 loss and a 2.72 earned run average.
Johnny Cueto's been hurt. There's some pretty big names that were on the shelf for a considerable amount of time for the Giants, pitchers and position players.
Yelich hoping to bring this hot bat on the road. 9-game hitting streak for Christian. RBI ground ball in the first. Well, tell about the injuries. You know the Brewers have dealt with it, and the Giants as well. Panik, Samardzija, and Hunter Strickland currently on. That's a pretty impressive group of guys who they have had missing either presently or not long ago. This ball club. Cain is running, and Posey's throw is not nearly in time. Stolen base number 19 for Lorenzo Cain.
Yeah, not even close. He had a great jump. A very good lead, good jump. Cain very rarely, if ever, gets thrown out. He doesn't go unless he feels like he can get a good jump. I think he jammed his wrist or his finger, something like that. Shaking it out. Pretty good lead and a very good jump. He went on the first move and beats it easily. Did something to the wrist. Looks like he might have jammed it.
Cain stays in there, still feeling it a little bit. Two balls, 1 strike to Yelich. RBI in the first inning, is 53rd of the season. Let's slide again from Lorenzo Cain. See if we can pick up what might have happened here.
Right there was that one, the right one. Not the one that grabbed the bag, the other one. Kind of jammed it into the dirt and rolled right over on it.
Hitters count for Yelich. Much of that hitting streak for Christian at 9 games, a 500 clip his batting average in that stretch.
Can't swing it any better than Yelich has over the last homestand plus.
Payoff pitch. That is a called 3rd strike. Out number 2 in the 3rd.
Yeah, right at the bottom of the zone, 91. 4-seam fastball. Well, it had the knees. Good pitch.
2 outs with Kane, the runner at second. And here is Jesus Aguilar. Good start to his night in the first inning. That RBI total, only 3 are ahead of him. Eugenio Suarez has 76 RBIs. Javier Baez 74. And you see Nolan Arenado. He's been up there throughout the course of the season. Once he got into the groove, Jesus Aguilar still leads the National League in slugging percentage.
Had a couple of days off in the last homestand. Had a little tenderness with the hamstring, and Craig Counsell hoping that's going to get him going. Sit him down, get him off his feet a couple of days.
1 strike pitch. The home run total of 25. Arenado and Bryce Harper there with Jesus with 25 home runs. Harper hitting his 25th yesterday at Miller Park. Two strikes and nothing to Aguilar.
He covers that outside corner extremely well. I mean, just fighting that one off. That was a pretty good pitch. You take that, pretty good chance you're going to get rung up pretty close. And we're still able to just get a bat on it. Wait for a mistake.
Again, the 0-2. Able to check. Said it many times. It's almost as though he has the pitcher right where he wants him. The 2-strike batting average has actually taken a little bit of a dip, but nearly half of the home runs, more than half of his RBIs coming with 2 strikes.
Yeah, he was up there around 280 for a long time.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, the groove that he was in, almost impossible to continue for the entire season. Just an amazing production that he was able to give the Brewers for an extended period of time.
Game changing, and in a couple of cases, game winning home runs, walk-off homers.
And he was making it look so easy.
Full count now to Aguilar.
But this game has a way of equalizing itself. I mean, neutralizing that kind of production. It's humbling, even with the best hitters.
Full count to Aguilar with Lorenzo Cain, the runner at second. Jesus works him for a walk.
Talking to Craig Counsell about Aguilar before the game, he said that's the difference maker for Jesus now, as opposed to his minor league days. You know, laying off that slider that's off the plate, particularly with 2 strikes. Identifying that pitch, identifying that it's going to be off the corner, and taking your walks when they give them to you.
Very good discipline. A couple of walks in the inning issued by Derek Rodriguez. Here is Travis Shaw. Let's check out the Powerball home run leaderboard. You mentioned Aguilar leading the way with 25. And at the plate next in line with 18. Ames, Yelich, and Braun. Rounding out our Powerball home run leaderboard. A 1 pitch to Shaw. Looking inside and snap throw down to second.
Yeah, 3rd consecutive day that Ryan Braun has not been in the starting lineup, and he's healthy.
the bench on Tuesday night, delivered a double. Did Braun. So bouncing ball to Darno. And that'll do it for the Brewers in the third. A couple of walks, but they strand those runners. Still 2-1 Giants in the third.
Here in the third, and time now for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. The Brewers just hosted the Nationals over the weekend, and now they're in Miami, and Trey Turner had a big night at the plate. In the fourth inning, it was a home run off of Dan Straley, and then followed that up in the seventh with a two-run triple off of Adam Conley. So good night at the plate for Trey Turner. The Nats would win it 10-3.
Sophia, thank you very much. Chase Darno with a pop-up that's secured by Orlando Arcia. And that's how the third inning begins for the Giants. Interesting days here, I would think, Rock, for the Nationals. They're a 500 ball club, and you look at that lineup and you wonder how that could be.
Yeah.
As you get close to that trade deadline, I think some important days as they determine what direction they might want to take.
Well, on paper, I mean, they're the class of that division for sure, but you know what? You don't play the game on paper. They just have not lived up to expectations this year. Bryce Harper's numbers down. Ryan Zimmerman, he just came back off the disabled list.
Austin Slater at the plate.
But everybody still thinks that they're going to end up winning the division somehow, some way.
Yeah, right.
You know, I mean, it's kind of the way it is with the Nationals. I mean, their pitching has been up and down. They got the two big boys, but they threw the baseball pretty well. The bottom of the rotation in that series against the Brewers pretty well. Tanner Roark yesterday, outstanding.
Well, it's probably stunning to a lot of people to see Roark's numbers this year. Really, he looked awfully good, as you said yesterday, but his numbers have not been good this season. Well, the Bulldog has been in that rotation for the years. A ball, 2 strikes to Slater. Gabe Kapler's Philadelphia Phillies, 2.5 game lead over the Braves in that National League East. Not sitting in third. Curveball. Strike 3 is Slater. Goes down swinging for out number 2.
And maybe trying that curveball a little bit more than a slider. Unable to get the swings on the slider. You know, right-hander going with the curveball. Has him way out in front. He pulled his head. Good pitch. It was the speed as much as the movement.
Two up, 2 down in the third for Miley. Faces Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen's numbers have been down by his standards. hard contact to the point, and it's in some ways similar to Ryan Braun. Talk about exit velocity and that type of thing. And you know, Ryan's hit the ball hard and has come up with nothing to show for it an awful lot this year. And it's been a similar story with McCutchen, they say. Grounded to second to win the first inning. Three balls, one strike.
Little wrinkle in that pitch as well. Throwing a lot of off speed, a lot of breaking stuff, sliders and curves.
We're ready for the payoff with Buster Posey on deck. To right field, Christian Yelich. And a 1-2-3 inning for Wade Miley. We are through three with the Giants up a run. Saturday, one of baseball's best rivalries renewed as the Cubs take on the red-hot Matt Carpenter and the St. Louis Cardinals. Coverage starts at 2:30 Central on FS1 or streaming live on the Fox app. I know I'm not ignoring Chris Bryant, but he will not be in action. He is on the DL with a shoulder issue.
The second time he's been on the DL this year.
Cubs with a walk-off win today. Anthony Rizzo going deep in the ninth inning. Cubs scored 3 times off Brad Boxberger. Beat Arizona 7-6. So at the moment, a 3-game lead for the Cubs over the Brewers. Brad Miller leading off, followed by Eric Kratz and Orlando Arcia. Ripped foul. A ball, a strike. A lot of news in baseball, and it's not just trades. And there have been some today, including the Brewers getting Joakim Soria from the Chicago White Sox. But I mentioned Bryant's injury. Aaron Judge hit by a pitch tonight. He's going to be out for a little while now. So a chip fracture in his wrist.
I say minimum 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Things can change so quickly.
Yeah.
Miller gets a piece. A ball, 2 strikes against Derek Rodriguez. Signed a free agent deal with the Giants back in November, did Rodriguez. We mentioned he was drafted by the Twins back in 2011. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Miller a couple of home runs as a Brewer. A couple of hits in the homestand. And again, the 2-2. And again, a foul ball.
Yeah, Miller got off to such a hot start with the Brewers when he first got called up. Got cooled off a little bit. He's got some thump in that bat. Just got to get a little bit more consistent up there at the plate.
Yeah, 30 homer season on his resume. Into the shift. It's Darno for out number 1. I mentioned another Rodriguez in the big leagues. Pudge Rodriguez, the Hall of Famer. And turn back the clock 18 years ago. Yeah, that's Derek resting on the shoulder of Ivan Rodriguez.
Young
Who knew
Pudge.
then?
Young Pudge, right?
Very much so.
Probably back in the days when Doug Melvin was general manager of the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, good
Doug
call.
remembers Derek running around the clubhouse.
Now carving his niche is Derek on the mound.
That's a big shadow to be trying to wiggle your way out of, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of pressure there, I would think.
Yeah.
Seems to be handling it okay. Start number 11 for the 26-year-old.
Yeah, Giants 7-1 in his first 8 starts. I mean, that's pretty good. That's all that matters. Do you win or lose? And you have a guy out there on the mound.
Closest thing he's been to being roughed up. 6 weeks ago against the Nationals, gave up 5 runs in 2 2/3. In on the hands, slowly hit toward Crawford. No problem for out number 2.
MLB.TV Premium is now available at a lower price for just $82.99. You can access HD streams of all out-of-market games on your favorite devices, plus enjoy a free MLB At-Bat Premium subscription when you sign up. Learn more by going to MLB.TV today.
Brewer fans, as usual, representing here on the road is Orlando Arcia.
Good chance to walk around today downtown San Fran, down to Fisherman's Wharf.
A little bit, yeah.
A lot of folks in Brewers garb walking around.
Yeah, notice that. It's a fun thing about being on the road with this club. Brewer fans are everywhere.
They were in hoodies today. It was chilly walking around.
Wayne had a little kick to it.
Yeah, got the scarf working.
You need it. A wave and a miss from Arcia. A 1-2-3 inning for Rodriguez. The pitchers settling in. 2-1 Giants in the 4th.
And Summer Slugger is here. The Brewers have partnered with digital learning innovator Everfee to help prevent the summer slide among 3rd through 6th graders. All students are invited to participate in this online baseball-themed learning course that helps reinforce critical math and literacy skills. So students can earn points, unlock levels, and receive progress-based rewards throughout the summer. You can visit summerslugger.com/Brewers to learn more and sign up today. And Manrock, earlier today, the news of the trade acquiring Joakim Soria. He will arrive to the ballpark here tonight, but will not be activated until tomorrow. Now, manager Craig Counsell said he will not foresee him being the closer, but said he obviously will add a lot of depth to what has already been a very good group, the bullpen this year. So he said he's having a really nice season. He certainly knows how to perform in the back end of a bullpen. He has 220 saves in his career, including 16 this year. And they'll also get reliever Matt Albers back. The idea was with him pitching an inning and 2/3 with the Sky Sox on Tuesday, they wanted to give him 2 days off before he'll rejoin the team here. So he's likely to be activated tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be a big plus as well. And Brewer fan knows that, as Matt Albers has pitched well out of the bullpen for this club, and it never hurts. You can, Rock, we talked about it in the pregame. This team has excelled out of the bullpen, but you can never have enough, right? You get somebody like Soria and you get Matt Albers back, that's big.
It's a bullpen league now. I mean, every team has 7, 8 relievers, sometimes 9. Starting pitchers, if you get 5, maybe 6 innings, that's all you expect, but you can't have enough good arms down in your bullpen, especially when you have as many guys that can close the game out as the Brewers have. You got Hader and Jeffress and Albers. You got Knable. And now you're going to have Joakim Soria down there. So guys that have experience.
1-2 pitch to Buster Posey. We saw Soria a couple of times early last month. We played the White Sox, and they were not in closing situations for Soria, but he pitched well. An inning in each of his 2 outings and racking up the strikeouts. And Buster Posey dumps one into center field. He's on base for the 2nd time tonight.
Both times leading off innings, a walk and a hit. Pitch up and in, and Posey able to pull the hands in. Boy, how many times have we seen Buster Posey do this? You see those hands close to the body, those hips open up, and automatically gets the bat in the hitting zone, and he just rips it into center field. Good job by Lorenzo to keep him at first base.
Hit number 5 for the Giants. Here's Evan Longoria. Singled to left in the 2nd inning. Giants have put their leadoff man aboard 3 times now in the first 4 innings.
Yeah, the Brewers are going to have to make a transaction to put Soria on the 40-man roster. I'm not sure what that's going to be, or maybe transfer Suter to the 60 and open up a spot. We'll see.
Longoria, base hit, his 2nd of the night. And again, the Giants have something going. A lot of paper cuts here so far. A lot of singles off the Giants' bats.
Yeah, good job by Longoria, just like Posey, to able to barrel it up. You can see how he's able to pull those hands in. That's just such a unique ability to do that. I mean, on a pitch that you would think would jam a guy, he's able to put the barrel on it and shoot it up the middle. You extend those arms just a little bit, and that's a jam shot. Might be a double play. You keep those hands close, you get the barrel on it, it's a base hit.
Here's Brandon Crawford. That's hit well into right field. Yelich will run it down, and a chance to get 2, but he threw it to first when the play was at 2nd. And there's an idea how far off the bag Posey was. It goes 9-3-6 to get the double play. Nabbing Posey drifting, I mean really drifting away from 2nd.
You can't imagine what Posey's thinking right there. I mean, that ball was up in the air pretty good. Easy play for Yelich. Yelich really didn't see Posey off the bag. He was thinking about getting Longoria. Look where Posey is, and he stumbles. Good presence by Aguilar. That was a tricky hop that he had to handle. Still able to make a good throw for a 2nd. Now to get the out. Big break for the Brewers right there.
Wow. It is. First 2 on, nobody out, and now suddenly runner at first with 2 men out for Hunter Pence.
That was a heck of a play by Jesus.
It was.
Tough pick on a short hop and a good throw to second.
I would certainly hope by now that everybody recognizes that Aguilar can do some work out at first in addition to the play. And if they don't, I guess it's their problem.
Well, they're not watching.
They're not.
I mean, they don't understand, because you watch that guy every day, you realize how good he is defensively at first base. Not the greatest range in the world, but if he can get to it, he's probably going to make a play. Good throwing arm, soft hands, able to pick short hops. And good footwork around first base.
Good block by Kratz. Pitch in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike to Pence. And after a curveball. Pence in the final year of his contract. An energy player he has been for this franchise. To right field, and Christian Yelich out number 3. So Miley turns it back. First to reach. And Miley keeps him off the board. We are through 4. It's 2-1 Giants.
Sound of Mr. Baseball every time you crack open a bottle. On Sunday, August 5th, all fans at the Brewers series against the Rockies, series finale against the Rockies, get a Bob Uecker talking bottle opener courtesy of Palermo's Frozen Pizza. For tickets, go to brewers.com.
So there I was, just minding my own business in the back of the TV booth yesterday, when in the middle of an inning you get up. I just figured you're just going to call it a day, get an early start to the airport. But you go next door and you ask Mr. Baseball, what can we hear with the bottle opener? As Miley is the first out of the inning.
Yeah, we were curious, and I never really did get an answer, so I took it upon myself to just take off the headset, go ask him. He said there's a number of different things the bottle opener says, but one of them is, I might be a twist off, but use me anyway. Or it might be a twist off, use me anyway. The bottle opener, the Bob Uecker bottle opener. Get one, it's going to be fun.
Put that right next to the alarm clock.
I mean, you tell me that's not a great thing to have at a party?
Oh, are you kidding?
You got Bob Uecker at a party with you?
That's what you tell all your friends. Hey, come on over, we're going to have a party. Uke's going to be there.
And you won't be lying.
Top of the order, Eric Thames. Scored the 1 run so far for the Brewers. And a chance for Chase Darno. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Lorenzo Cain. On-base percentage hovering right around 400, just a touch below. Stolen base is 19th of the year in 23 tries. Couple of doubles in the first inning for the Brewers.
Yeah, 1 hit since.
And Eric Kratz single in the second inning. A couple of walks in the third, including one to Cain.
Rodriguez mixed it up pretty well. You know, change up, slider, curveball. Working the fastball in the corner, working it inside as well.
1-1 pitch. Curveball.
Maybe the best one he's thrown.
Rizzo felt that spinning at the plate.
I mean, the stuff for Rodriguez, not eye-popping, but he's pitching pretty well. Following Buster Posey. Big swing by Lorenzo. Grabbing at his knee.
Yeah, he
ankle,
felt that.
knee, what?
He's going to get athletic trainer Dan Wright out there. And those are words we never want to say on the air. Athletic trainer Dan Wright was out there.
We see Dan before the game, and not a better guy to talk to, but you always end the conversation by saying, I hope we don't see you on the field tonight.
And he will respond by saying, I hope you don't either.
Taking a big hack on his curveball. Not sure what he does, but he's grabbing at the side of that knee.
1-2. Look out. A rugged night here for Cain so far. Remember, he might have jammed his wrist on that stolen base back in the second inning or the third inning. Came down hard on that right wrist.
Yeah, he plays
playing
hard,
through
doesn't
it.
he?
He really does.
I mean, he does. He's throwing himself all over the place.
That continues the battle in this at-bat. One of 5 All-Stars for the Milwaukee Brewers, Lorenzo Cain. Foul tip into the mid of Posey. On a 1-2-3 inning for Derek Rodriguez. He was in rhythm. Still 2-1 Giants in this series opener. And then they come home to play the Colorado Rockies for 3. So a whole lot of the National League West. And you hope it's still a good thing here for the Brewers. You see what they have done in the various divisions, faring very well against the National League West.
Interleague play over 500. You got to do better against their own division. And a lot of that record, the losses coming against the Pirates and Cubs, obviously.
Brewers had a trip out west back in May, fared well against the Diamondbacks and the Colorado Rockies.
They took 3 out of 4 from Colorado on the road. They've done well against the Diamondbacks. Swept the Padres the first 3-game series of the year.
A couple of them in thrilling fashion out in San Diego. Steven Duggar leads things off. Look at that Rockies series and big comeback from 6 down one night. Freddie Peralta's debut as well during that series. He was just masterful. 3-1 the count to Duggar. RBI single, the center fielder, part of that 2-run second inning. Once again, the leadoff man is aboard.
And they want to see those leadoff walks. That happened in the second. Hey, tonight's hammer of the game winner, North Star Lanes in Anago. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. North Star Lanes in Anago.
Hello, Anago. Rodriguez. Chance to bunt a man up a base here. Has pitched well, to say the least, so far tonight. As Rock mentioned, Duggar does run well. Eric Kratz will handle this bunt. Sacrifice complete. Out number 1 as Duggar moves to second.
Get your bunts down. That's all you expect out of your pitcher. Put it in play, advance a base run, and now the top of the order coming up with a man in scoring position. And it deadens it nicely, and the only play for Eric Kratz is first base. He thought about second, but Duggar, pretty good speed.
Back to the top of the order and Chase Darno. Brother of Travis Darno, the Mets catcher, whose season ended after just a handful of games this year. Chase was with 3 organizations last season, the Braves, the Red Sox, and the Padres. Signed with the Giants back in December. 29 years old.
Filling in for Joe Panic over there at second base.
Hit in the air. Shallow right. And Brad Miller on the grass for out number 2.
A good off-speed pitch for Wade Miley. He's used a lot of those sliders and curveballs. Had Darno out in front. Haven't seen him use that, four-seam fastball on the inside corner much. It's been sliders. He's been very careful with the fastball tonight.
Now facing Austin Slater. Into an around the horn double play. He struck out in the 3rd. round pick by the Giants back in 2014 out of Stanford. Sharply hit, gobbled up by Travis Shaw. Off man aboard, but no damage done. It remains a one-run game as we move to inning number 6. Yelich will lead things off. He's driven into one run, but the defense getting things started. Just your everyday 9-3-6 double play or Badger Mutual Insurance play of the game.
Bad base running play of the game. That ball thrown all over the infield, still able to get Buster Posey at second base.
Christian Yelich, first pitch swing, and that's hit well to center field. Back goes Duggar, and this game is tied. Dead center field goes Christian Yelich, extending his hitting streak to 10, and more importantly, tying this game at 2.
Yeah, he's been something else. Boy, center field around to the left field line. He has been deadly. There's some big hits, big home runs, curveball up in the zone. It was a hanger, and watch Christian. Didn't try and pull it. Dead center, 399 out there in dead center, but it plays a lot deeper than that, and able to tie it up. Our Powerball home run count for Christian Yelich, number 14.
He has driven in both runs for the Brewers tonight. A ground out that scored Eric Thames in the first, and a solo laser here in inning number 6. Here's Jesus Aguilar. Slider evens the count. Man, is this guy on fire.
Playing baseball is fun when you're seeing the ball like he is, and that's what it comes down to. Seeing it, trusting your hands, waiting back, knowing that even if you feel like you're getting fooled a little bit, you can get a piece of a tough pitch and stay alive, and that's what Christian's doing right now. Identifying ball and strike extremely well. 107 exit velocity for Yelich.
Pass presented by AWS.
Providing all the power on that. That was a hanging curveball.
1-2 to Aguilar.
Yeah, on the flip side of that, Jesus is battling up there at the plate. He has had some pretty good pitches to hit tonight and just fouling them off.
The pitch away, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And his first pitch of this at bat was a hanging slider right down the middle, and he took it.
He is hot. That's the pitch that he launches out of the ballpark. He has doubled and walked tonight. The curveball gets him here for out number 1.
Yeah, same thing, right down the middle. Pretty much the same curveball that Yelich hit out of the ballpark. Might have been down just a little bit more. That's a hanger right there. And when he's going well, you're not going to get that one back.
One away in the 6th. As Rodriguez will face Travis Shaw. Couple of ground balls to second from Shaw tonight. Out of the bag is Austin Slater, and the feed to Rodriguez for out number 2. Now Brad Miller. Trying to get things cranked up again. Mentioned that hot start he had, including a 9-game hitting streak in a Brewers uniform, but it has been a tough go here of late for Brad. 3 for his last 32. And he sends one into center field, and it gets by Steven Duggar, and Miller is on the run. He'll take the turn at second, on his way to third, and he is in there. As Duggar, trying to lay out, could not come up with it, and Miller wheels it to third with a 2-out triple.
Yeah, he got a glove on it, just couldn't hold on and got right by him. Kind of a risky play with nobody on and 2 outs. I guess if he had to do over again, maybe play it safe. When he gets by him, it's extra bases. This time he gets by him, it's a triple. And Eric Kratz has a chance to give the Brewers a lead. Not sure if that's a risk worth taking. Brewers probably should have had it.
An opportunity to grab the lead now for Eric Kratz, who has singled and grounded to short. Kratz has driven in 8 as a Brewer, who has tied the game here in the 6th on a Christian Yelich leadoff homer. That's getting his 23rd start behind the plate. Warming up a bit of late as Kratz. Better than 300 over his last 8 outings. And this is hit well into left center field, but Hunter Pence is there to run it down. That's barreled it up. Pence able to make the play. Brewers tie the game though as Christian Yelich goes deep for the 14th time this season. Season high 10-game hitting streak, tied at 2 in the 6th. TV, stream them live on your mobile device. Fox Sports Go, we're presented by T-Mobile. Download the app and take Fox Sports Wisconsin and Brewers baseball wherever you go. We are tied at 2. Series opener here in San Francisco. Brewers and Giants. Christian Yelich going deep to lead off the top half of this inning. And the night is done for Wade Miley, and the California native Corbin Burns now on the mound.
Yeah, last pitched on Tuesday, a 3-up, 3-down 8th inning in the Brewers' extra inning win against the Nationals. That was on Tuesday back on the homestand. 5th appearance, has not allowed a run. He's got a win, he's got a save. Off to a pretty good start.
Has been all kinds of impressive as he settles in to face Andrew McCutchen, 3, 4, and 5 in the Giants batting order. McCutchen going after the first pitch. Into foul territory. Aguilar unable to make the play. Had to skip a little rope. Not many bullpens are in play anymore. This one in foul territory on the right field line. You see Josh Hader getting loose.
Aguilar trying to get his bearings, figuring out where he is, and that's a tough play. I mean, going back like that, over his shoulder, really not even coming close.
Another foul pop. And again, no play into the Brewers dugout. This way to get a foul ball off a nice lazy hop. And the glove ready just in case. Richard Burns, California native from Bakersfield, but attended college at St. Mary's, about 20 minutes or so from here. Minor League Pitcher of the Year in the Brewers organization in 2017. And he catches McCutchen looking for out number 1.
You have to wipe out the slider. That's why Craig Counsell pulled Miley. He got 3 pretty good right-handed hitters coming up, and he wants to see if Burns can handle him with that slider right on the edge. Actually caught plenty of the plate with the slider. Yeah, good pitch. McCutchen takes it. And Burns off to a good start tonight.
Here's Buster Posey. Another slider from Burns.
There are times when Burns tries to overthrow that slider just a little bit, maybe try and throw it too hard or maybe get a little extra spin on it. That's when they kind of hang up in the strike zone. He just lets it go naturally. That's the kind of movement he gets.
And Buster Posey with a base hit.
There's a good example of it right there. Big difference between the one that he threw before that last one and the one that Posey just got to get the base hit. Maybe trying to get just a little bit too much on it, and he hangs it up in the zone, and that's a very good hitter handling that hanger. And drives one into center field. Posey looking good at the plate tonight.
Been on all 3 times, 2 singles and a walk. 7 hits for the Giants, all singles. Here's Evan Longoria, who has 2 of those singles. First game back off the disabled list. And Longoria, a 2 for 2 night and a run scored in the second inning. The 1-0. That was some serious heat.
And then you got that to go with that slider. 97.
Year-old Corbin Burns. The ball is strike to Longoria. Chance to get a couple. Arcia, there's one, and that's all they'll get. Not much of a chance there. Slowly hit out toward Orlando. They get the lead runner, Posey, and there are 2 men out.
Yeah, good pitch though by Burns. Had him reaching for it. Easy grounder. That's just a really good pitch down and away. Longoria just able to get a bat on it, and Brewers able to get the lead runner.
And looks like we're going to see a double switch as Craig Counsell makes his way out. Tyler Saladino coming to the ball game now. And Josh Hader will take the mound here in San Francisco. First road appearance for Josh. Good work by Corbin Burns. 2 outs, 1 on in a tie game at AT Park. Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Good one going on here in San Francisco. Brewers and Giants tied at 2 in inning number 6. 2 men out. Evan Longoria the runner at first, and now Josh Hader on the mound.
They have great numbers. Hader making appearance number 34 so far this year. 143 earned run average. Last pitched on Monday against the Nationals. Double switch for the Brewers, meaning that Hader is probably going to go multiple innings.
Crawford rolls one to Orlando Arcia, and Hader makes quick work of Crawford, and that'll do it for the Giants in the 6th. Still tied at 2 in San Francisco. Half of the 7th inning. Well, the Brewers getting their first look at the rookie pitcher Derek Rodriguez, and pretty impressive work for the young man tonight.
Man, mixed it up pretty well. I mean, fastball, slider, curve, few change-ups. He got away with some pitches up in the strike zone, particularly the breaking ball. There's one right there to Jesus Aguilar, but he did not get away with one to Christian Yelich.
New pitcher on the mound for the Giants as Orlando Arcia will lead things off, and it's Reyes Moranta, I should say, Reyes Moranta on the mound.
Yeah, that opponent batting average of 141, outstanding. One of the top numbers in all of baseball this year out of the bullpen. That opponent batting average. He throws hard, didn't touch 100. That's a nasty slider right there.
And he's out number 1 in the 7th.
Going up there expecting the hard stuff. Look at this pitch. That is pretty good. Straight down.
25-year-old, a September call-up last year for the Giants. Facing Tyler Saladino, coming in as part of that double switch, hitting the 9th spot in the Brewers batting order. No mistake, he has helped this ball club with his work at the plate. Walk-off sac fly a couple of nights ago. A ball, a strike.
Man, you never know what's going to happen. The Brewers have to make 2 player moves, but the way Saladino has helped this ball club, you figure he might see some action tomorrow at second base. Assuming Arcia is going to get the lion's share of the playing time at short.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Working ball gets Saladino for out number 2.
One of the better sliders we've seen in a while. That's a good pitch. Hey, this season you can earn free Brewers tickets simply by filling up your car with gas. Complete a BP Come On Back card by making 7 purchases of 8 or more gallons of gas at participating BP gas stations, and you'll get a free terrace level ticket to an upcoming Brewers home game. Learn more by calling 414-902-4000.
2 outs, bases empty for Eric Thames. Moranta goes back to the fastball for strike 1. That is done for both starting pitchers tonight. Miley with the first 5. Rodriguez the first 6 for the Giants. Double, a fly ball, and a ground ball for Thames so far tonight. Down 2 strikes and nothing. Two runs, 5 hits for the Brewers. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Giants. The 1-2. That was hit hard into right field, and that is down, a base hit. Thames the turn, and he'll have himself a 2-out double.
Well, good job by Thames waiting back. He got a breaking pitch up in the zone. Might have been a curveball, I'm not sure what it was, but he waited back, got it toward the end, and hooked it down the line. Well, that slider, only 81, took a little off of it, but Thames able to keep the bat in the hitting zone long enough. Big and strong, able to get it down the line, and by the time McCutcheon gets it in, Thames got another double.
Good bounce back night for Thames after a rough Wednesday afternoon at Miller Park. Here's Lorenzo Cain. Kane has walked, and he is also grounded to first and struck out.
The Giants thought he missed first base.
Yeah. Want to know the count to the Brewers center fielder. That Corks one at 98.
98 with that slider. You can understand why his numbers are so good.
Two-out double for Thames, in scoring position for Lorenzo Kane. Another blow-by fastball. Reyes Maranta has Kane down a ball, 2 strikes. Maranta with a 1-2, and that is strike 3 swinging at 98. Big time slider, big time fastball from Reyes Maranta. Thames is left stranded at second on this Thursday night here in San Francisco. Tied at 2. We'll keep it here for God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains through the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet
Brianna Oakley, everyone. Thank you, Brianna. And now it's time for the 7th inning stretch and Take Me Out to the Ball Game, being brought to you by DDL.
Road trip as he continues to deal with back tightness, but Craig Counsell said that all good reports on Davies' MRI that he had in Milwaukee earlier today. So Counsell saying that it didn't reveal anything more than just the back tightness that he's been dealing with. So they said they're hopeful that they can push him forward if they can keep him a few days symptom-free with that tightness. It bothered him in his last minor league rehab start. Davies was scheduled to make another minor league rehab appearance tonight, so they'll see just how he feels over the next few days and when they can get him back on a mound. But good news overall from the MRI on Davies.
Yeah, you're right, Sophia. Maybe a sigh of relief there.
Yeah.
Press forward now.
No structural damage, and he's got to press through now.
Josh Hader finished the 6th inning. He is on still for the Brewers in the 7th, facing Hunter Pence. Hader got a ground ball from Brandon Crawford to win the 6th. Double play ground ball from Pence and a fly ball to right. Down 2 strikes to nothing to Hader. That home run that Pence hit, the first and only one of the season, was on Tuesday against the Mariners. This is said home run on Tuesday in Seattle.
Very unorthodox is Hunter Pence, but for many, many years he's been able to get the job done. Hitting, throwing, running, you name it. And a blow-by fastball by Josh Hader to get him.
Out number 1 in the 7th.
Yeah, the high fastball. Yeah, Hunter Pence not able to get a piece of that up around the neck. That is not a pitch you can get a piece of very often. 96 for Josh.
About 17 strikeouts per 9. Just shy of 17 per 9, the numbers for Hader this year. Lefty now, Steven Duggar at the plate.
And the slider's becoming a much more integral pitch for Josh as of late. He's got a lot more confidence in that pitch. Both the lefties and righties.
One pitch. Back to the fastball for strike 2. RBI single for Duggar and a walk in the 5th inning.
8 pitches for Hader, 7 of them strikes. Not bad.
Another day at the yard. Ball 2 strikes. Wade Miley went the first 5. Corbin Burns 2/3 of an inning in the 6th. Hader finished that up. Now trying to finish off Steven Duggar. Here's the 1-2. Slowly hit to Saladino, and he is unable to make the play. That'll be the first error of the night.
Well, Aguilar initially went after it. I don't know if that slowed Saladino down at all, but he wasn't able to grab it as it got to him. He picks it up right away. Rolls right up his glove. I think he was looking at Aguilar to see if he was at the bag before he had it in his glove. Yep, he picked his head up. E4.
A one-out base runner for the Giants. And Gorkys Hernandez will be at the plate. Switch hitter.
Could be a running situation for Duggar. We've been talking about his good speed all night. Question is he going to be able to get a read on Josh Hader's move to first?
Like myself, Hernandez not a switch hitter. Fortunately, going to the right-handed option against the left-handed Hader. "30-year-old's having a pretty good year."
He's had really good numbers against the Brewers. Check him out. 10 for 24.
Fastball to even the count. Hernandez played nearly 1,100 games in the minor leagues. 7 different organizations, a couple of stops with the Braves and Pirates organizations. Together a career year for himself, 11 home runs. Prior to this year, he had 8 career big flies in the major leagues. Over 300 games.
And with all the injuries, you figure a guy like Hernandez is going to get ample playing time. They've used him quite a bit off the bench. He's appeared now in 89 games. 104 games by the Giants.
Hader keeping an eye on Duggar, the runner at first. 2-1 pitch to Hernandez. Back to the heat.
Yep, up in the zone. Keep it up there and gonna be all right. It's amazing you're saying that these days. It used to be just the opposite. Keep it down. Now you got to get the fastball up.
Elevated. The launch angle era. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gorky's Hernandez. And he got him swinging at 96. Second strikeout for Hader, 2 away.
There's some really good velocity for Hader tonight. And 94 to 96. This one down, but out toward the outside corner. Straight as a string, right on the edge, and Hernandez comes up empty.
2 away with Duggar, the runner at first. And Hader will face Chase Darno.
Duggar's had a lot of time to figure out that move with Hader. You got to figure he's got to be taken off at some point here. Darno, not what you would classify as a power hitter.
After the single, a couple of pop-ups. One to short, one to second. Slider in there for Hader. Trying to keep this game tied as we hit the late innings. A 1-strike pitch. Blows one past him at 95.
Still Duggar at first base. Surprising. Just can't figure out the move.
Two strikes and nothing. Into right field. Room for Yelich. He puts it away for out number 3. So Hader continues to do the job. And Christian Yelich, who tied the game his last at bat, will D-backs, Colorado Rockies right in there, and the Giants as well. Wide open National League in the playoff chase with a couple of months and change to go. Christian Yelich leading off here for Milwaukee.
For every division. Gonna be fun last 2 months. Well, Mark Melancon has spent considerable time on the disabled list, missed 56 games with a right elbow strain. And former closer Mark Melancon with that cut fastball.
Injuries hurt him a lot last year. Forearm issue a year ago. Appeared at just 32 games. Yeah, one of the premier closers at his best. Those years with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yelich shoots one foul, 2-1 the count.
Well, last appearance was July 22nd at Oakland. Gave up a home run in an inning of work. Walk and a strikeout.
Yelich has driven in both of Milwaukee's runs. RBI ground out in the first, solo shot to dead center in the sixth. A bouncing ball that just eats up Austin Slater, and Yelich is on to begin the eighth.
That had some top spin, and that second hop really ate him up, came up on him. Well, so both teams guilty of some bad defense late. That one took a funny hop, but certainly one that he probably should have been able to handle. I'm going to give him a hit. There you go. See, when you're hot, you get calls like that.
You got it all going your way.
Yeah.
That was 98 miles per hour off the bat of Yelich, his second hit of the night.
I think the official score had taken into consideration that hop that it took right at the end there.
Here's Jesus Aguilar. Almost like this when Jesus starts to heat up. He can deliver the game-turning hit. He was not at the plate, presented by Wendy's. A double in the first inning, walked in the third, and struck out his last at-bat in the sixth. 25 home runs. He has driven in 71.
Buster Posey has only thrown out 22% of base runners this year. Down for him.
Yelich has stolen 13 bases, has been caught just twice. Jesus just one hit in the homestand. The hit was a long ball against the Dodgers' Daniel Hudson. 2-1 the count. First time All-Star. Put his way onto the team last year. The same deal this year, and he has hit himself into stardom in 2018. Two-one pitch. A liner to Crawford for out number one.
And that's the way it goes sometimes. He got the cutter. He waited back nicely on it, but right at Crawford, it's short. He left this one down the middle. Aguilar with those long arms, able to get it on the barrel, but unfortunately right at Crawford.
One away for Travis Shaw. 3 ground balls off of his bat tonight. 18 home runs, all against right-handers. Cutter in there to even the count. Keep mentioning the home runs. Get one of the gap. I'm not sure there's anybody who runs the bases better than Christian Yelich these days.
Yeah, nobody.
A ball is strike to Travis Shaw.
There may be guys that are faster than Christian Yelich. Billy Hamilton comes into mind, but technically nobody better at cutting the bases better than Yelich. Reducing the distance that he has to go to score.
Two-hit night for Yelich, representing the go-ahead run in the 8th inning. Lands it with a 2-1. Lands it a 3-time All-Star with the Pirates. In fact, had National League best 51 saves 3 years ago as you look at Ryan Braun, who is on deck. It's the pitcher's spot after a double switch in the 6th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Shaw.
See that cut fastball for Melanson in 91? That used to be about 95, 96. Injuries, age have slowed the fastball down quite a bit.
Full count to Shaw. The payoff, Yelich is running. And a ground ball that slips through as Crawford was covering second, and Yelich flying around and makes it to third. Runners at the corners with 1 out of the 8th.
Yeah, benefit of just putting it in play, right? A little squibber off the end of the bat. Yeah, Yelich taking off on a 3-2 pitch. Infield moving around, and the Brewers in business with 1 out. Yelich taking off on a full count. That was more the curveball, and Travis doing a good job putting it in play. You can see Crawford vacated his spot, not able to get there. Yeah, break for the Brewers. An unintentional hit and run.
Huge chance now for Milwaukee in inning number 8.
Watch Crawford. He's going to go towards second, and that's all it takes for him not to be able to get there. Yelich into third base.
Here we go. Ryan Braun off the bench. Pinch hitting role against Melanson. He's fared well against Melanson. When he's faced him, he's 4 for 12.
Take one more hit.
Braun has hit pretty well in this ballpark. His visits here through the years. Melanson missing again inside. How well is he hitting? Well, in this ballpark, slugging percentage, that's pretty fair company he's with.
Yeah, I'll say, huh? Barry Bonds on that list. Giancarlo Stanton. Remember Ellis Burks? He could hit.
You see that line for a sacrifice fly. That's what we're looking at there. You see the line out there about that deep. It's a guy like Yelich home.
Based on arm strength, speed of the runner at third.
Pence, Duggar, and McCutcheon, the outfield, left, center, and right, respectively. 2 balls, no strikes to Ryan Braun. Huge chance for the Brewers. Yelich a leadoff single, and after an Aguilar line out, Shaw singles to left. Yelich was running, so that's how the Brewers have him at the corners. 25 games in this park, Braun has driven in 17 runs. Make it 18 on a base hit to left as Yelich is in, and the Brewers take the lead.
Well, the obvious plan against Braun right there was to pound him inside, but Melanson only throwing about 91 miles an hour, not able to get there far enough. Actually in 92, and he finds the hole in the left field. Melanson looking for the ground ball. He got it, but Braun able to find the hole.
Three singles here in the 8th inning, and Milwaukee has a 3-2 lead.
Not a bad bet to have come off the bench late in the game.
It's not bad at all. Here's Eric Kratz. See his night, and the runner's on for him here. See if the Brewers can turn this into a real big inning. They have scratched out a run through 3 singles.
Yeah, 1 ball out of the infield, right? I mean, that Shaw base hit ended up in the outfield, but off the glove of Crawford. Nothing hit all that hard in this inning.
2-strike pitch to Eric Kratz. That's back up the middle, and that's a base hit. Here comes Shaw rounding third, and the Brewers have a 4-2 lead as Kratz delivers here in the 8th.
On an 0-2 pitch. How about that? Bang that one right back into center field. And Mark Melanson is struggling tonight. He only had a line drive off the bat of Aguilar. The 0-2 cutter ends up out over the plate, and Kratz with a nice easy swing hits a bullet back into center field. A 2-run inning for the Brewers.
The Giants have bullpen activity. Chris Stratton has been getting loose. 4 singles here in this inning. Stratton just called up from AAA Sacramento tonight, but he will continue in the bullpen.
The Brewers singling the Giants tonight here in the first 8th inning. Some seeing eye base hits for the Crew.
Now Orlando Arcia, who has struck out 3 times tonight. A base hit here, and it changes his outlook. Brought back up, activated today from Colorado Springs. A little confidence back. Trying to get a little confidence back at the plate here at the big league level. On at second. RBI single. Kratz RBI single. The runner at first. The 0-2. In the left field. Pence on the run, and will make the catch for out number 2. Hit that well.
Yeah, too bad. He laid back nicely on that breaking ball. Stayed back, hit it hard. A line drive to left field. Maybe that'll get him going. That was a nice swing right there by Arcia. Curveball. Stayed back on it and hit it hard, but right at Pence. That's a nice swing. Good balance. Kept the head down. Right on it.
It's got a swing we saw last year when he got things squared away. That was off the bat at 101 miles per hour. There's Tyler Saladino. 2 outs, 2 on in the 8th. 2 runs in this inning for Milwaukee. Ten hits in the game for the Brewers now. Saladino coming on in a double switch in the 6th inning. Getting in the 9th spot in the order. Ball, a strike. Break even pitch from Melanson. Rough 8th for Mark Melanson.
What a difference lack of velocity does, from Melanson. I mean, you're talking about a big difference between now and a few years ago.
One of the best around just a few short years ago. All-Star with the Pirates in 2013, 2015, and then 16. Was traded to the Nats before the deadline for Felipe Vasquez. Saladino draws a walk, and they are loaded. Now Bochy will make the move. Brewers with 2 runs off Melanson here in inning number 8. And Bochy will go to his bullpen. Strength of singles, 4 of them, plus a walk given up by Mark Melanson. 4-2 ball game. Milwaukee out in front is now Chris Stratton on the mound for San Francisco.
Yeah, he got called up from AAA before tonight's game. He started the year with the Giants, made 18 starts, 8-6, earned run average near 5. He made 2 starts after getting sent down and coming back out of the bullpen.
Inherits a bases loaded situation as he faces Eric Thames, who has doubled twice tonight. Scored the first run of the game. Good cut, fouled it back. Chance to bust it open here for the Brew Crew. One strike pitch. Leaves and misses.
And 4-pitch pitcher basically is Stratton. Fastball, curve, slider, changeup. And there's the changeup right here. And a pretty good one.
Oh, and 2 the count. Brewers trying to keep pace with the Cubs. And stay 2.5 back if the Brewers can win here tonight. Cubs defeating the Diamondbacks this afternoon. A 3-run 9th inning rally. Thames a swing and a miss for out number 3. And not happy about it is the big man, but the Brewers get Ryan Braun off the bench. Run scoring single. Likewise, Eric Kratz, who drives home Shaw. 4-2 Milwaukee in the 8th. Not at the plate for Christian Yelich. The runs driven in. Starting that rally in the 8th. There's 2, 3, and 4 hitters now in the San Francisco order. Austin Slater leads off against Jeremy Jeffress.
Well, you figure Jeffress in the 8th, Knable in the 9th. Yeah, Jeremy last pitched on Tuesday against the Nationals. Tossed a scoreless inning, couple of strikeouts on his record, a 131 earned run average. Nothing but right-handers coming up, the first 4.
Ryan Braun, RBI single off the bench, stays in the game. And left field now for Eric Thames. The ball a strike to Slater. Seven hits for the Giants tonight. 7 singles. Slater, McCutchen, and Posey. He at the plate against Jeffress. Foul ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, the movement on that last pitch, it would have hit him had he not swung at it. That ball just boring in on him, and that one right off the foot.
One of the All-Stars out there for Milwaukee. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This with a fastball and now a full count. Giants have had the leadoff man aboard for the first 7 innings. Payoff pitch on the way. For the 5th time tonight, the Giants get the leadoff man on.
3-2 curveball, missed badly with it.
Let's check out Miller Lite's What's on Tap. Game 2 of the series coming up tomorrow night. Chase Anderson will be on the mound for the Brewers. Madison Bumgarner gets the call for Bruce Bochy's San Francisco Giants. Brewers Live will get us started tomorrow night at 8:30 here on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
You got another left-hander the Brewers are facing. Been stacking them up lately.
Yeah, pretty steady diet. Here's Andrew McCutchen. Ground ball, a fly ball, and a strikeout for McCutchen so far tonight. Mentioned 5 times the Giants getting the leadoff man on. 3 of those 5 have been via the walk. Playing with fire when you do that. 1-1 the count.
Those leadoff walks have a tendency to come around to score a lot more often than leadoff hits. Just seems like that's the way it goes, doesn't it? Those base on balls.
It happened for the Giants in the 2nd inning when Buster Posey led off with a walk. And the former Brewer Will Smith getting loose in the Giants bullpen.
Nice chat with Will before the game. He's feeling good. He's been following the Brewers, watches us quite a bit.
1-1 to McCutchen. Wade Miley with the first 5. He was followed by Corbin Burns and Josh Hader. Giants runs coming off of Miley in the 2nd inning.
JJ having a difficult time throwing strikes. Unusual for him.
His bullpen quiet at the moment. 3-1 the count to McCutchen. Back-to-back walks given up by Jeffress in the 8th. Good Derek Johnson out of the dugout.
Had come into the game, had issued only 13 walks in 48 innings. And the first 2 he's faced here tonight.
Four walks given up by Brewers pitching. Miley gave up a couple in his 5 innings.
13 walks for Jeffress, 52 punch outs. Having a difficult time so far tonight finding that strike zone.
Into the part of the order, it's been difficult to get outs. They have yet to get Posey out tonight. A walk and a couple of singles. Longoria follows him, and he has a couple of hits. So a little trouble for Jeremy Jeffress. Then again, he comes into a lot of games inheriting trouble. Maybe this is a comfort zone for him.
Yeah, it's usually not his own trouble. It's somebody else's. Right.
See if he can get a ground ball off the bat of Posey. A much needed strike from Jeffress. He was grounded into 8 double plays this year as the Giants catcher. A 1-strike pitch.
There's that curveball. Haven't seen that split change. I haven't thrown as many of those as of late, but that's a good pitch. Even though it did get a lot of the plate, Posey is sitting all over the fastball.
0-2 the count. Walks to Slater and McCutchen beginning this bottom of the 8th inning for the Giants. Into right field, and that will slice out of play.
Like every ball hit in the air by the Giant, the crowd thinks it's a home run. Kind of makes you wonder what you're looking at. Am I missing something here? That's a foul ball.
Wishing it in a big way. Those are with good numbers with runners in scoring position. He has Slater in scoring position all night. Again, the 0-2. Watts blocks it. Slater advances anyway. They're at the corners. Wild pitch gets Slater to third.
Not sure why McCutchen's still at first base, but he is. That's a good break for the Brewers. That would have put 2 men in scoring position. Curveball missing badly. Kratz keeps it relatively close, but for some reason, McCutchen stays at first base.
Keeping the double play alive.
I guess once he doesn't go right away, you just stay put. You get a late break, I think Kratz throws him out.
1-2 to Posey. Went on all 3 times he's been to the plate. Bust him inside. 2-2.
Got to be careful with the breaking ball to this guy. If you're going to throw it, you got to get it down the zone. He's not often fooled.
Jeffress ready with the 2-2 pitch, but he'll check McCutchen first.
Saw that high target for Kratz. Giving you the indication he's going to go fastball, and Jeremy throws over. Catchers don't like that too much. Gives Posey an opportunity to check it out. See where that target is. See if they change it up.
The 2-2.
Pitch before he had the high target. That pitch he wanted down and in.
Corey Knebel now up in the Milwaukee bullpen. Everybody out. Giants have something going, down a couple of runs in the 8th. 40,000 plus here at AT Park tonight. The 2-2. Bouncing ball, Shaw, Saladino 1, and the turn not in time. Had a double clutch. Getting it out of the glove, a run scores. It's a 1-run game, first out of the inning.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. Just didn't have a good handle on it. Kind of an awkward throw by Travis over there from third base. Maybe threw the timing off for Saladino just a little bit. Well, check it out. I mean, just kind of a little flip, but, I mean, you got to turn 2 there. That Buster Posey going down the line, he doesn't run all that well. Not a bad throw, but that's one you got to turn.
There will be a pinch runner now for Posey as Bruce Bochy going to his bench. He sends Alan Hansen into the game. Someone who runs well. And he represents the tying run.
Man, that's a big bat to get out of the game. Buster Posey.
Here's Longoria.
You can understand ninth inning in this situation, but eighth.
Yeah.
Taking Posey out.
Going for a little speed. See Longoria's night, 2 singles, rounded into a fielder's choice in the 6th inning.
Hansen doesn't have a very big lead at all.
Longoria missed more than a month. Being hit by a pitch in mid-June. Hansen has 5 stolen bases. He's been caught once. One strike and nothing to Evan Longoria. One of the great players in Rays history. Mentioned the injury he dealt with this year. He's a guy who pretty much plays every day, every year.
And the only way you can put up numbers like he's been able to put up over his career is to be in that lineup every day. Chasing another pitch out of the strike zone right there. I think the split changed by Jeremy. Good pitch, first one he's thrown tonight.
The previous 5 seasons, Longoria played in all but 12 games. The Rays from 2013 to last year. Ball 2 strikes. Tight one in this series opener in San Francisco. 2 runs in the top of this inning gave the Brewers the lead. The 1-2.
That's a good pitch right there, up and in after the splitter. Split changed the pitch before, then you try and eat him up inside. It looked like Kratz wanted it away, but it's not where it ended up.
Battle continues. Again, the 1-2. Curveball, strike 3 call. That's out number 2.
Gave him everything he had in that at bat. Fastball, splitter, curveball. Longoria thought that might have been off the outside corner, but a little bit too close to take, right? It was 81 off the plate, but got the call. Fooled him. See the knees go? Buckled the knees.
2 men out with Allen Hansen, the runner at first for Brandon Crawford. After that second inning single, Crawford lined into what turned into a 9-3-6 double play as Buster Posey well off the bag at second. In fact, 2/3 of the way to third. Had doubled off 9-3 to 6. The 1-0. Back to the curve.
Yeah, good one. You figure Crawford just sitting all over the fastball. 1-0. Breaking ball way out in front.
Run across in the 8th inning off Jeffress. Started with a walk to Austin Slater. Break-even pitch to Crawford. Another curve, and it's under the glove of Aguilar. A base hit. Hansen motoring around second, on his way to third. They're at the corners with 2 outs.
Guy always coming up with big hits, isn't he, Brandon Crawford? Good player. Big money player. JJ gives him the curveball again, leaves this one down and in, and that's exactly where he likes it. Aguilar holding the runner, not able to get there.
Second hit of the night for Brandon Crawford. Tying run at third, go ahead run at first, and Council's going to go ahead and make the move right now. As Corey Knebel will try to finish this one off. A 1-run game in San Francisco in the 8th. Runs in the top half. The Giants with a run so far in the bottom of the 8th, and they're still going. Runners at first and third, and now Council calling on Corey Knebel.
Yeah, looking for Corey to go multiple innings here. Inning in the third to win this one. Last pitched on Tuesday against Washington in the Brewers' extra innings victory. Had a scoreless 9th inning. 36 punch outs, 27 in the third innings for Knebel. Looking for save number 13.
Need one of the 4-out variety tonight. Facing Hunter Pence. Alan Hansen the tying run. He is at third. Crawford the go-ahead run.
Well, not going to take much for Hansen to make an attempt to score a run here. He is bouncing all over the place at third base.
As a pinch runner for Buster Posey. Crawford bluffs as though he will go, and a strike on a curveball to Pence.
It's important to be able to land that curveball for Knebel. That's a good start. Well, you never want to allow the go-ahead run to get into scoring position, but the way Hansen can run, any kind of throw to second base, you got to believe he's going to be taken off.
See the 4-out save that Knebel had last year just before the All-Star break at Yankee Stadium. 1-strike pitch to Pence. Make it 0-2.
Good pitch up and in. And this might be a time where Crawford might try and take off, maybe getting a run down, try and steal a run. Up and in, good pitch.
Pence is grounded into a double play, fly to right, struck out in the 7th inning. 2 strikes and nothing. Shaken up on the bat. See if Knable can put him away. Here's the 0-2. Knable, the fourth man out of the Brewers bullpen tonight. He followed Corbin Burns, Josh Hader, and Jeremy Jeffress. Knable with the time call just before delivering the two-strike pitch. Now he's ready. Crawford running, and Pence strikes out swinging. Curveball takes care of Hunter Pence as the Giants strand a pair in the 8th. They pick up a run, but Knable out of the bullpen. Fans Hunter Pence, 4-3 Milwaukee. In inning number 8, as you could see what the Brewers did in the top half. Giants left him at the corners. How about this curveball?
Boy, he had a good one in that inning right there. I tell you, that was a nasty curveball from Knable. There's been times this year and lately that curveball been kind of going, right to left a little bit more than that. That's straight down. That's just a nasty pitch. Good job by Knable.
Standing 2 runners. There's Lorenzo Cain leading off the 9th. Stratton remains on the mound for the Giants. And Nick Hundley now behind the plate. Alan Hansen came in as a pinch runner for Posey in the bottom of the 8th. It's Brandon Crawford for out number 1. Christian Yelich, another good night now. He has a 10-game hitting streak. Is mentioned a tight ball game, and both of these clubs are used to it. Giants have played 4 in a row that have been decided by a run.
Yeah, Brewers' success a lot different than San Francisco.
Yelich trying to lay one down, pushing one up the line. The attempt, but a foul ball. The 1-run games have been good to the Brewers. You saw that graphic with the Seattle Mariners. A big part of their season. 61 wins, but their run differential, they're 20 games above 500. Their run differential a +1.
Yeah, right.
Go figure.
When they lose big, right?
And they win by 1.
Right.
Crushed them by 1.
Right.
Ball is strike to Yelich. And that is a fair ball down the third baseline. Third hit of the night for Christian Yelich. And this one is a double.
Yeah, unbelievable. And just slicing that one inside the third baseline. Yeah, base hit on the bad hop his last time up. Ended up coming around. That started that big 2-run rally for the Brewers. And this one slices just inside the third base bag and able to get extra bases. Brewers need to get that run back.
A 3 for 5 night for Yelich. He's driven in a couple, and now Jesus Aguilar to the plate.
Yelich batting average up to .314.
Hitting better than 500 in this hitting streak. The 10-game streak is the longest by a Brewer this season. One strike pitch to Aguilar.
And a lot of times it's not how hard he's hitting it, although he is barreling him up. The exit velocity has been very good, but a lot of times it's just hitting it, right? I mean, like Aguilar we've been talking about all season long. He went 2 strikes, although that wasn't a 2-strike pitch, but you know, put it in play, give yourself a chance, and that's what he's been doing.
Been doing it a ton. Yelich with hits in 15 of his last 16 games. 0-2 pitch to Aguilar. And into center field, that's a base hit. Here comes Yelich, he's going to score, and the Brewers get the insurance run. Now they lead by 2 in the ninth.
Yeah, just money. Aguilar finally able to cash in. He got a double his first time up. And getting that slider off the plate, just getting the bat on it, dumping it into center field, and yep, they did get it back. They get that 2-run lead back. Check this out. This pitch, not even a strike. Little curveball off the plate. Look at that approach for the big fella. Put it in play, dump it into center, and Yelich able to score. That was beautiful.
RBI number 72 on the year for Aguilar. Now Travis Shaw to the plate. Twelve hits now for the Crew.
Well, I've been talking about the importance of scoring runs without the home run ball in this road trip. You're talking about going to 2 ballparks that don't give up too many cheap homers. San Francisco, LA, plus you're dealing with some pretty good pitching.
Yeah.
Brewers have been able to manufacture runs tonight.
Well, they have a solo shot from Yelich in the 6th, but in the 8th, 4 singles resulted in 2 runs scoring. And a double and a single here in the 9th. Council's guys getting it done in a little different manner from what fans have been used to seeing this year. 3-0 to Shaw. And there's a drive into right field. And like we said, if you can go deep, do that as well. There's a 2-run shot for Travis Shaw to give the Brewers a 7-3 lead. Number 19 on the year for Shaw.
Yeah, 5 runs last 2 innings for the Brewers. And the big boys getting it done. This has been a well spread out offense. That looked like a slider that did absolutely nothing, just kind of spun up there, and Shaw did the rest. Just barely making it over that wall. And there you go. Brewers with a 4-run lead.
Ryan Braun to the plate. 19 homers, 59 driven in now for Travis Shaw. RBI single, pinch single in the 8th inning gave Milwaukee the lead, snapped a 2-2 game. Here's the 1-1. Pretty good combo right there, Yelich and Shaw. 5 hits between them tonight.
That'd be a nice victory to pick up. You got Bumgarner on the mound tomorrow. Good way to start an 8-game road trip on the West Coast, picking up a win.
On a swing and a miss, and that is the second out of the inning. Shaw, the big breakout year last year with the Brewers. And a run producer here in 2018 as well. Eric Kratz, an RBI single in the 8th inning.
On a 0-2 pitch. Brewers with 7 hits in the last 2 innings.
Balls, no strikes.
The Giants bullpen has not been able to get the job done so far tonight. The Brewers bullpen has. What's new, right? Still 3 outs to go though.
Remember, the Brewers bullpen gets a little stronger still tomorrow when Joaquin Soria joins the fray. He was making that trade announced earlier today. Stratton with a 2-1 pitch coming to Eric Kratz. Big offense late for Milwaukee. 2 in the 8th and 3 here in the 9th. Looks at strike 2 call. Close enough.
A little generous off the corner. He got Longoria on strikes on that pitch.
And now Eric draws a walk. 3rd time he's been on base tonight.
Well, not that time.
So this 9th inning continues. Stratton finished up the 8th inning. It roughed up here in the 9th. Another shot for Orlando Arcia. Hit the ball hard his last at bat, lining to Pence in left.
Seagulls are thinking this game should be over.
They're swarming a little bit.
It's amazing that that inner clock that they have. They figure, 3 hours, it's time to get down there and start eating some of the food on the floor.
Yeah, a little night snack. Yep. A ball, a strike to Arcia. Back at it tomorrow, Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. That's what we're talking about.
Man, they're taking over. It's our turn, guys. Get off the field.
We got a late night snack.
Got some soft pretzels, some hot dog buns.
It's time.
Popcorn.
Arcia again hits it hard. Darno stays with it, and that'll do it for the Brewers in the 9th. But a big 9th inning. 3 runs cross, and Jesus Aguilar got it started, and then Shaw a 2-run blast. Bottom of the 9th, it's 7-3 Brewers leading. 7-3, Brewers lead the Giants. They were really going at it earlier in the night, by the way, out there in the Bay. And that Brewer late inning magic here just knocked them over.
Yeah.
Splash landing.
Bummed out.
Beyond Broxton now in it for the Brewers. In center field is Corey Knebel looking to finish this one off. Steven Duggar leads off. And this is in the air to the left field. That's going to drop a base hit. And it's going to be 2 for Duggar to start the bottom of the ninth.
You get that fastball down, you give a hitter an opportunity to get a bat on it. This one down, outer half. Goes right with it, slices it down the left field line. Boy, a huge top of the ninth for the Brewers with a 3 spot. Making that double fairly inconsequential.
Now Pablo Sandoval will pinch hit. Archie has burned up the Giants bench. Sandoval, second time around with this Giants organization. MVP of the 2012 World Series, was electric 2 years later as well against the Royals. He signed that long-term deal with the Red Sox that just flat out did not go well.
He's always done well here, though, hasn't he? This is kind of like the Jeremy Jeffress story with the Brewers.
Yeah, good call. All-star here a couple of times. Postseason magic, really helping define his career. Red Sox let him go last July, signed a minor league deal with the Giants a month later, and now here he is. And he goes down swinging as Knebel with the fastball gets out number 1.
See the difference up in the zone as opposed to down? All those years, pitching coaches, pitchers thinking they got to work down in the zone. Well, not anymore. That pitch up around the letters, he swings right through it.
One away is Knebel will face Chase Darno. Goes all the way to the backstop. Wild pitch gets Duggar to third.
Overthrew this one just a little bit. Curveball, I think it was a cross-up. Yep, so they go out there and they talk about it, although there's nobody at second base anymore.
Darno to Darno, Austin Slater on deck. Knebel got the Brewers out of trouble in the 8th inning in a 1-run game. Strikeout of Hunter Pence. But the tying run stranded at third. In the air to center, a chance for Keon Broxton. That is out number 2. Tagging is Duggar. He'll score, and the lead is cut to 3, but the Brewers are 1 out away. One more out needed for Knebel to get the Brewers a win here in the first game of the road trip.
You know, they did change that wild pitch to a pass ball. So depending on what happens here, that could be an unearned run for Corey Knebel. Little housekeeping.
There you go. Austin Slater hitless, but he walked to lead off the 8th inning and came around to score. Here's the 1-0. Brewers trying to get their 59th win and move back to 13 games above 500. Craig Counsell's team would remain 2.5 behind the Cubs in the division race. The 1-1 pitch to Slater. Curve misses. Fastball evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And now the 2-2 pitch. Ooh. We'll load up again. Full count with McCutchen on deck. Here's the payoff pitch. And this 9th inning continues. First of 4 here in San Francisco. First of 8 in the West Coast road trip here for Milwaukee. Now Andrew McCutchen. Try to reach and bring the tying run to the plate. Fastball in there from Knebel. Slater going. Brewers indifferent. In the meantime, it's 2 strikes and nothing to McCutchen.
McCutchen's up there looking at that curveball. Fastball right down the middle.
Knebel's a strike away. Now the 0-2 pitch. All-star closer a year ago. Here's the 1-2 to right field. Yelich will watch this go off the wall. Slater will score. McCutchen to second. And now the tying run will come to the plate.
Well, and this is why not having Buster Posey in the game is going to be a break for the Brewers. This is Buster Posey's spot in the batting order. It's going to be Nick Hundley instead. As Andrew McCutchen takes a fastball, rips it off the wall out there in right field. We talked about that Corey Knebel curveball in the 8th inning, how good it was. He really hadn't been able to land it here in the 9th inning. And that's given him some problems.
2 runs across for the Giants here in the 9th. Fortunately, the Brewers put 3 on the board at the top of this inning. Third RBI of the year for Andrew McCutchen. Now Nick Hundley gets his shot. 34-year-old, second season now with the Giants. He lands the curveball.
Yep, found it. Sticks that one. That's a good one.
0-1 pitch to Hundley. Another curveball. And again, he's a strike away. Nothing easy. Would have been the story for both of these teams. We've talked about all the close games. And another tight one here tonight. The 0-2 pitch. And he checked it and he held up 1-2. He represents the tying run. The 1-2. Curve. See ya. Game over. He lands the curveball. Does Corey Knebel as the Brewers take the opener of this 4-game series.
Well, he got him on the curveball. He found it. Whatever Derek Johnson said to him, it worked. Eric Kratz holding it there, and he gets rung up. And finally, the Brewers able to put this one to bed.
The Brewers grab the opener here tonight. They go back to 13 games above 500. 7-5 your final. Let's send it to our Fox Sports Wisconsin studios. Standing by with Brewers Live is Dario Melendez.